What's up, everybody? GoldPanDann here today, and we are out in the desert. And what do we do in the desert? Normally dry wash. However, today we are going to run a recirculating highbanker. So I've got two pumps set up for it. So I've got my highbanker part of it up here. It's going to spray, and then I also have a second pump running into the sluice to make sure we got enough water flow to make sure everything's good. And I got this dual-purpose RV marine battery just so that we have enough battery to last for at least a few hours. Now I did put a little bit of jet dry in it because, well, jet dry is going to help break that surface tension, help that gold settle, and because this is just tap water. Tap water is going to have more minerals in it and stuff like that. So break the surface tension, use some sort of a jet dry. Don't use dish soap. If you use dish soap, it's just going to set up and it's going to be a mess. Anyways, let's show you what I'm working here. So I've got a hole down here, and so I'm going to show you the difference between tailings and not tailings. So not tailings, you're going to see these flat rocks. They're going to be flat. They're going to be sitting in this material flat. Now, if you start seeing material that these flat pieces like this are up and down, so let's say you saw this piece sitting in here like this, it's going to be a tailing. However, because these are sitting this way, they've been worked by water, and the water has settled them down. So we're going to be working through this, and we'll be finding some good material. You can see there's some pieces down in here that are a little bit more edgy, but a lot of these are that kind of softer river rock. That's what we're going to be digging in this bank here. Anyways, I'm going to get to digging, and we're going to see what we can get. So we've got my wife over here. She's putting some material through the sluice box. So we got the highbanker bit. You're just going to dump it in. Rinses off the rocks. Dirt goes down in the sluice. Your heavies, you might get a couple little pieces up here. It's going to come, it's going to hit this. It's going to drop down underneath that riffle there. And hopefully it catches in the top two riffles, maybe three at the most. And then all your garbage dirt comes down. I've got it set up here with a screen, so it gets all these pieces out that you can just toss into the dirt. And just get it out of the way. And then that keeps your water a little bit cleaner by doing this. This is just a 20 mesh screen. It gets all those larger rocks and stuff out, keeps it from getting in the way. But anyways, we're gonna come over here to the hole. So what we've got is we've got a boulder here. So this, I don't know how big it is. I've just started to dig it out, realized what it was. But this dirt, this stuff is seriously hard. So this stuff hasn't been moved since it was put here. That's a good sign. But you can see there's a clay layer right through here. Just below that clay layer, you have a layer of all these little rocks. That layer right there is gonna potentially have some of your smaller gold, but as you go down below that, you're gonna get into these bigger rocks. That's where your larger gold is gonna be hung up. If you come up here above it, this is all gonna be just recent flow wash material that's come down in floods. You can see it's a little bit more sporadic. You got the ups and downs, the side to sides, everything, because it's just flood material. So we're digging down under in this older channel that's going to be more likely to have the gold because of this particular area. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be gold up here, but the gold up here is going to be so much smaller, it's not worth going for. So we're going to go after the bigger stuff that's down below. Trying to dig this out by hand would take a lot longer. Oh, there's a nice flat rock right there. And that was sitting right on top. But I'm putting it all in my bucket. I'm taking the bucket up to add to the other buckets. You can see all these larger rocks that are set through here. But I'm digging out and around on both sides of this boulder so we can figure out how large it is to be able to pull it out. Anyways, we're gonna put it in the bucket, we're gonna take it up, dump it out, and then come back, dig some more. Well, we're rinsing off our rocks, putting in our dirt here. You can see it's washing this material down here with its spray bars. Spray bars are getting a little gunked up, but that's okay because I can always take off these caps at the end and clean it out. But while we're running, I just go like this. Just run my finger across it, and it increases the water flow. And then you toss the little rocks off the end. Now this is just a mini Highbanker. It's not meant to run a lot of material. It's meant to just run tests or do some cleanup in your backyard with your concentrates. But we're out here, we're running full on material just to see if see how this hole does. See if we should stay in this hole or go to a different hole. And then of course, what we'll do after, we'll run our metal detector over the tailings, make sure there's no larger pieces that we missed. And yeah, so it's washing the material really well. You can see we're building up with some organic matter, but it's not affecting the pumps too much, so that's good. Running the 2 pumps sure helped a lot. I was running 1 pump in the past, and it was just clogging it up constantly, and was having all sorts of issues. So I was like, I need to run a 2 pump setup. So I have 1 pump running the top spray bar and 1 pump running the lower. They're both smaller pumps. I think one is an 800 gallon per hour pump and one's a 1200. Anyways, over here in the hole, we started getting into that boulder. But this is quartz, that boulder there. So when I pulled it apart, I was like, oh, this is nice. Realized it's quartz. I didn't see any real crazy mineralization in the quartz, so I'm not too concerned about taking it home and crushing it. But you can see there's a larger rock here. There was a huge one here that I cleaned out. You can see this edged piece here. That's a piece of rock that I broke apart already because it had fractures in it. But what I was going to do is I was going to come through and clean out more of this material that's laid in right here, and see if I can get back into these rocks here and clean out around it. Because the more I move over here, the more I'm getting into clay and material I don't want to really deal with right now. So we're going to work on through here where these smaller pieces are on this, and then over through here. So we're going to stay below this clay layer on this area here and continue cleaning it out. Anyways, let's get back to work.
Go over there and play.
All right, so we started doing our clean out, and when I opened up the box, turned off the water, I was like, okay, I got to stop for a second. So if you look right in here, you can see there's a little piece right here, and then right there's a good piece. Look at that. Hallelujah. Oh, and there's some small pieces right in here too. Ooh, we got some gold, guys. We got some gold. Look at that. Man, that is a good, I'm going to pull that piece out. Well, I guess we'll have to see it when we pan it out, because it's right there. Look at that. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's a good piece right there. That's hopeful. So we're gonna go ahead and start cleaning this all out. We're just gonna wash it into the GoldPanDann down here at the base. We're gonna wash it into this, and we're gonna get that piece of gold and put it in our collection along with these little guys. It'll be nice, but not bad considering we moved maybe 6 buckets of material. And when you're cleaning this out, I always start with the top half in the water when you're using a GoldPanDann, because more than likely your gold's going to stick to the stuff at the top, not the bottom. So start cleaning this out. This is all of our miner's moss. Stick it in. Same thing. Start with the top part. But this is going to collect it really well in there, so we're going to have to clean that out a little bit better. But man, see if there's any other pieces that we can see easily here. And just that, I'm happy about that. If we're seeing that up there, who knows what could be in this bit down here. So anyways, I'll get it cleaned out, and we'll show you panning it out. So we got all of our concentrates right here. You can tell there's still quite a bit of material in there. So we're going to pan it down. We want to get everything settled to the bottom. This is GoldPanDann 101. Give it a nice good shake, make sure everything's stratified and set down where it needs to be, and then you start panning out. There's multiple different ways to do it. Do whatever works best for you. What works best for me is just going like this, washing off the top, re-stratifying it down, wash off the top, stratify down, and do that over and over and over. until you get down to just your black sands and gold, hopefully gold. As you saw in the clip a little bit ago, there is gold in here, so that's good. We know that there's stuff here. I'm gonna come over here and show you guys and clean it, wash it back out here. You've seen all the black sands, and there's more gold starting to form right over here. There's a piece over here. Look at that. There it is. Look at all that nice gold in there. Yeah, pretty decent sized pieces. You can tell by my finger there. Let's do the blueberry bounce here. And get rid of these garnet sands. So if you hold these up to a light, you'll probably see red through it. But yeah, there we go.